Hey everybody, Bob Razzulli, Orange County, California. Welcome to I4I Academy. Hey guys, I put together a training course for ASME code. It covers ASME Section 8, Division 1, ASME Section 9, and ASME Section 5. It's a 40-hour training, video training program, and it's not a boring PowerPoint presentation with a nice voiceover. It's a real me in the classroom with this pressure vessel. Besides, we're having an imaginary pressure vessel with a 60-inch inside diameter, 900 psi design pressure, 700 degree Fahrenheit design temperature, which is going to give us a pressure vessel with a 3-inch wall thickness. And also we're going to assume that the service is going to be a toxic substance, or what the ASME names as a lethal services, which is going to put us in the most requirements of the ASME code. All of them is going to imply to our pressure vessel. What we're going to do when we are in each segment of the code book, we're going to review the requirements for all pressure vessel, all kind of a pressure vessel, all kind of a materials, and then specifically we're going to come to our imaginary pressure vessel and to see how those requirements affects us. So the experience showed us when you explain and teach with the actual example, the people comprehend easier. That's why this imaginary pressure vessel is going to be in whole process, and we are going to have lots of example about this imaginary pressure vessel. We're going to start with the pressure vessel manufacturer, how they can get certified by the ASME. What is the certificate of authorization? What is the National Board Inspection Code? What is the authorized inspection agency? How they interact? How they involved in the pressure vessel manufacturing and design, manufacturing, inspection, and testing. When we're done with that, we're going to go to the material. What is the material requirement? What is the ASTM material? What is the ASME material? What is the European material? Can we use the European and ASTM material on the manufacturing of the pressure vessel? We're going to answer to those questions and review all the requirements, and also we're going to verify our imaginary pressure vessel with the 3-inch wall thickness for material requirement for different components, plates and flanges and pipes and nozzles, and all of them is going to be reviewed. And then we're going to go to the design phase. So we're going to design our pressure vessel to see what we can get for a wall thickness. But don't get me wrong, this is not a design course. We're going to tangentially touch the design and we're going to move on. We're going to actually calculate the wall thickness by the internal pressure and reinforcement plates, and also a static head. That's it. And then we're going to go to the fabrication. In the fabrication segment, we're going to see what's the category A joints, category B joints, C joints, and D joints. What is the weld type number 1, type number 2, type number 3, 6, 7, 8, and then how the ASME makes the rules based off these categories and weld type, and also special services. Like this pressure vessel in our imaginary pressure vessel is going to contain toxic substance. What is the lethal services requirement on pressure vessel with this toxic substance? Full radiography is going to be full radiography is going to be mandatory requirement. Post-weld heat treatment is going to be mandatory requirement. We're going to have some restriction on the joints types and weld types. All of them is going to be discussed in this training course as a general, and then specifically for our imaginary pressure vessel. Then we're going to move to the impact testing. What is the impact testing requirement? There's 4 steps we have to take to be able to exempt our pressure vessel from the impact testing. So step 1, step 2, 3, and 4. We're going to review that as a general, and then we're going to come to our imaginary pressure vessel to see if we can get exempted from the impact testing. By the way, our pressure vessel has a 3-inch wall thickness. A specified minimum design metal temperature is not going to get exempted for impact testing. Then we're going to come on to see what's the ASME requirement for performing impact testing, and what is the acceptance criteria. All of them is going to be discussed. After the impact testing, we're going to have a PWHD. What is the PWHD requirement based off the ASME code as a general requirement for all kind of pressure vessels, different kind of P numbers and materials. And then we're going to specifically talk about our own pressure vessel to see how that requirement PWHT affects us, because our wall thickness and our the service toxic substance or service is going to cause for mandatory requirement for performing the PWHT, post-wall heat treatment. And so two different and two separate code clauses requires the PWHT to be performed in our example pressure vessel. We're going to discuss all of them, and then we're going to move to the inspection and testing segment. We're going to talk about the full radiography, when the full radiography is a mandatory requirement, when the full radiography is not mandatory requirement and the manufacturer performs full radiography voluntarily, then what's going to be joint efficiency and how it affects the joint efficiency and wall thickness of the pressure vessel. All of them is going to be discussed. What is the requirement for liquid penetrant testing? What is the requirement for magnetic particle testing? What is the requirement for the ultrasonic testing, full radiography, spot radiography? What's the acceptance criteria? All of them is going to be discussed as a general and also for our example pressure vessel. Then we're going to move forward with the manufacturer data report and also marking requirement, and we're going to complete ASME Section 8 Division 1. ASME Section 8 Division 1 refers you for a welding procedure specification, procedure qualification record, and welder performance qualification in the Section 9. Now we are in the Section 9. We're going to review all the requirement of the ASME Section 9. Our imaginary pressure vessel didn't get exempted from the impact testing, so our WPS and PQR should be qualified with the impact testing. We're going to review all of those requirements and to see how we can get our WPS qualified with impact testing. And then when we're done with the ASME Section 9, we're going to go to the Section 5 and to see what's the non-destructive examination requirement. Section 5 says to us how to perform the test. Acceptance criteria sticks with the ASME Section 8 Division 1. When we completed all segments, then there's exam questions. There's a practice exam question. Actually, you don't need to go through all of the videos and then go to the exam. When you completed the Section 8, you can go and log on to our portal and see what is the exam questions are, and then try to answer to those exam questions. They are the practice exam questions that they came from the same subjects that we discussed in video training. If you answer correct or wrong, it doesn't matter. It's going to show you when you clicked the right answer, and also the code reference that this question came from, and also if there's a calculation, it's going to provide you with the detail of the calculation. It's going to some practice to make you strengthen on the calculation if needed, or the knowledge in the pressure vessel. There's going to be almost 650 exam questions that you have to take these questions, and then when you completed those exam questions, then you are ready for a final exam. And if you take those exam questions, there are no doubt you're going to pass with a good score the final exam. When you take the final exam, 150 exam question, open book, then you're going to get a certificate from I4I Academy with my signature. And I have no doubt that this training program is going to take you to the next level. Either you are working in a manufacturing shop as a quality control engineer or technician, or you're working in the EPC contractor, working as a quality control or engineering or procurement, or in the oil and gas company in a different field, or you haven't any experience in the ASME and you are trying to get some experience and get the job to the to the work related to the pressure vessel and welding. This is gonna benefit you. Just to know what this video training look like, I put some portion of these videos down below that you can run those, play those videos, and to see how these videos are and how I'm teaching those segments from the ASME course. I'll also put the access for you to go to the portal for exam questions, and then you can make a better decision to see if this course fit for you. I have no doubt this is gonna benefit you, and thank you for your kind attention.